welcome back to the last edition of Manning the Globe. So we are just wrapping up our year-long adventure. We've been in Croatia for the last 2.5 months, thanks to COVID. Our plans were a little bit diverted. Our plan was to be in Italy for the last month, but we changed that because of lockdown, and we have been in Croatia. So we're going to go through and just kind of give you some of our highlights of our favorite things in Croatia, and I think Marin's going to go first.
A couple of my favorite things from Croatia is first, here in Split, we're like, you say 2 blocks? 2 blocks away from the beach.
2 or 3, yeah.
It's Awesome Great Beach, and it's really, really clear, shallow waters.
Yeah.
And every morning that we go there, there's like a lot of people there, but there's a great view of like the mountains, and we actually went there today, and it's just really fun to be that close.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you can go up probably 200 yards.
I mean,
Today was about 200 yards.
Yeah.
It was
How
really
deep
low.
is it?
I mean, the deep, like I can go all the way out until it's not even in that little cove. Like past there, it's probably only up to like right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
And I'm
really clear waters.
Luckily, your
Another
sister's
one of my
there.
favorite places in Croatia was Zagreb. I really just liked the vibes and the feel there because, like, it was always really good weather, and especially coming from Bali, it was just really like refreshing to have like the big open streets and stuff. And there, like I said, there'd just be like big open streets and just like shops lining, and yeah, it was really well taken care of city. So,
Yeah, it seems like you really like modern.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then
Cities.
within a week after we left, they had a big earthquake in Zagreb.
Yeah.
So
We
we
just
just
missed
missed
it.
that,
Yeah.
which is rare, I guess, to have that size of an earthquake in Zagreb. So that's
Yeah, and we met a guy who was there during the earthquake. He said for a week after that they had aftershock. So
What's it not too sure?
Like,
Just like
Oh.
yeah.
trembles. Okay, Dad, you're in.
yeah. I was going to talk about Dubrovnik, which was after Zagreb. We took a bus down to Dubrovnik, which is the southernmost town, I guess, of Croatia, but I think it's one of the more famous towns of Croatia. It's right on the Adriatic as well as Split, and it's really cool old city. It's an old town or walled city, and they have like a wall where you can walk all the way around the old ancient walled city, which was very cool. We were able to do that by ourselves pretty much because at that point, once we got down to Dubrovnik, they started shutting Croatia down, and so people were starting to.
The wall was actually closed like 2 days later.
Yeah,
so we're glad
so
we got on it.
We got up and we were able to do our thing without any other people, which I guess there's usually about 1,000 people up there. So that was really cool. Just a very interesting town with a lot of history. It also has many sites for Game of Thrones, for the Game of Thrones fans. So we went and visited several of those areas, which are right down there in the heart of the old town. So that was very cool. And by that time, it was we had to make our way out of there because you actually have to cross over the Bosnian border to get
Yeah.
back into the other parts of Croatia. So that was interesting. That may be a story for
Yeah.
another time.
There was
But
also Star Wars.
yeah, Dubrovnik was
Yeah.
a very cool city. We were only there for about 7 or 8 days, but it was very, very awesome. There wasn't
Yeah,
that a lot of tourists there, so.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about basically inside of Split there was Diocletian's Palace, which, if you haven't heard of it, Diocletian was a Roman Empire in the
Emperor.
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 In the what?
Like the 300
300 era kind of
300
time.
or 80.
AD.
And it was really just cool to walk through the temples. There was like
How about you talk about how
things
it's
that
set
are
up? How was the palace set up?
So there's Diocletian's area, which is basically half the palace, and then there was a quarter of the palace that belongs to residents, and then another quarter of the palace that was used for soldier barracks back in the day.
I mean, it's open for anyone to walk through.
Yeah, and it was cool to see like all the shops open up after COVID.
What are some of the cool things in Diocletian's palace? We did have a video on it, but what are
There
some
was
of the...
there was some sphinxes there that came from Egypt that are over 3,000 years old. And yeah, just a really fun place to walk
Most
through.
of it's in
A lot of
really good
history.
shape, though.
Yeah.
Most of it's in really good shape.
Yeah. Though the one thing that when we did leave Dubrovnik, the thought was we wanted to get to a bigger city Dubrovnik is, what, 50,000?
around
Not
there.
that many.
50,000 people, and so if things were gonna shut down, we wanted to get to a bigger city, and Split was next on our list.
Yeah.
And so we were grateful that we were able to get through the borders, and get to Split. And the wonderful thing is it's surrounded by the Adriatic, so there's great views to walk. We were only on complete lockdown for about 5 days, and then you could get out
Yeah.
with, and there was nobody here. And so Diocletian's Palace is open because it's the old town built around and inside of the palace. And so it was a wonderful city to be trapped, stuck in during COVID, because we could walk, and there's great parks and things like that we could see. But I think the part that I was most grateful for is in this whole adventure, the purpose was, what was our purpose of the trip?
Family bonding.
Immense family bonding.
I don't know if I'm working it, so family bonding.
And so, during this whole thing, we've been moving and going, and, sometimes you may not realize is how much planning it takes. So when you're in a place, you're booking for your next place, booking for things to see where you're at, booking flights. So there's a lot of planning that's involved, and that's one of the things that we definitely underestimated before going into it. And it just became our life for the last, 11 months.
Yeah.
And so when we got to Split, everything was shut down, so there was no planning to be made. There was no place to go, there was nothing to see. The only thing that we could do was to hang out and be together. And it was fun. I mean, every week we had different activities that we did every
I
night.
think Grayson supposedly couldn't even go out for like a week or two, so.
Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to, at least.
But during that time, I mean, it really was a time, at least I feel, that it was a time that we really just spent time together. Like most people at home, like you had nothing else to do except for to be with your family. And the part that brought this whole thing full circle was that was the purpose of this whole trip. And it took a global pandemic for it to actually happen for us. And so, although it would have been really cool to end our trip in Italy like we had planned, it was a really sweet ending to our trip to be able to spend time together. Now, with that being said, we're really excited to see other people. But anyway, so Croatia's been a wonderful spot. The thing that we're doing different this time is at the end of every country we visited, we had a video like this, and then we would have a drawing for a gift basket that we would give away. This month is a little bit different because we have some friends, and his family is Croatian, and so we thought it would, we've been walking and seeing all this stuff that said Croatia, Croatia, and so we just decided unanimously that we would bring a gift back to the Croat family from Des Moines, because his family roots are from here, so we thought that would be fun. And so anyway, Croats, we have a gift pack that we will not be sending to you, but we will be delivering to you after we get back and after we
Sanitized.
quarantine, and she'll be in charge of sanitizing it. So anyway, thank you so much for everybody for following our adventures. We really do appreciate it. It made it all even more fun. You guys have anything else to say?
No.
I don't think so.
All right. Stay healthy, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.